Ugly lighting, don't care. Um, I'm realizing that on January 1st, 2020, midnight, the world was so different than the world we have now. It's completely opposite. We have just done a complete juxtaposition. And I think America is realizing that it's not as cool as it thought it was. And I think a lot of things are going to change, and I just hope it's for the better. But because we're living in history, we need to document it. You know, write journals, make vlogs, draw art, go take photos of just the weird empty streets. But document it. Document this. Save the articles. Sorry, my throat's dry. But save articles, document, because, you know, we don't know who's sick, we don't know who's going to die, and we don't want future generations to make the mistakes that we're making now. The best way to do better is to learn what not to do. So, kids, especially kids who are watching this, pay attention to the adults. Because you might not understand it now, but in about 10, 20 years, it's going to make sense. And you might be the person, whoever's watching this, might be the person who, when something like this happens again, you stand up and go, they did that in 2020 and it didn't work. Let's do this. And you might have the idea that saves the planet. You might save the world someday. So you need to document this issue with the coronavirus, the COVID-19, the pandemic that's going around the world. You need to document it. And people who are sick right now, people who have it, document it. Make vlogs so people can see your face and see how you look while you're sick. I mean, it may not be pretty, you might look fine, who knows? But document it for the future. Because I know some of you may not survive, and if you're well enough to document now, you'll have a place in history. And you deserve a place in history. And the world needs to know you were here. To be more than just a name with a birth year and a death year. You know? You need to be more than that. And you can be more than that. Even if you just write on a paper bag and somebody finds it 30 years from now. I mean, do it. Leave a mark. Because people are going to keep making the same mistakes if we don't document what happened here now. And I don't want to wake up one day when I'm 80 years old and see this happen again. Never again. I don't want to see this happen again. But I already saw it once in the 80s with AIDS. It never personally affected me the way the coronavirus is affecting the world right now. And when you're seeing those empty grocery store shelves and just how terrifying that is. Because for me, it's not the virus that scares me, it's the unknowns around it that are scary. You know, it's like you're the people looking up as Godzilla is stomping towards you. And you don't put your little pea shooter up and shoot little peas at Godzilla. You get away. You just run. You go somewhere. You stay away from him. You get out of his way. You let him stomp through, and you pick up the mess after he's gone. And that's a lot of radiation. And Hiroshima would know about that. So would Nagasaki, right? Because that's what Godzilla was based off of, is that. And now there's probably going to be a monsters someday in a movie that's based off the coronavirus. But that's why you need to document it. Because there's probably going to be documentaries about it. And who knows, your face might end up in one. But this is a point in history where the world is just kind of frozen. It's like the surface is frozen and the water's churning underneath. It's almost like we've turned into Europa, which is a moon out in space that's all ice, but there's water underneath, supposedly. But document. And while I'm documenting this, I just want to say thank you to so many people, specifically to the doctors and the scientists and the medical workers and the nurses who are just directly working with patients. Thank you. To teachers and professors and just education people out there who have to rewrite curriculum, who have to just change up how they're teaching, how to, who have to basically teach from home and hope your kids have laptops and stuff that they can learn with. And people are passing out laptops to kids and hotspots and stuff so that they can access the internet. Teachers, professors, thank you. To retail workers, to grocery store workers, to the baggers in there, to the people standing at the door passing out the packages of toilet paper and water so that people were not crushing into the aisles for those items. To the cashiers and the clerks and the people running the brooms back and forth, and the people in the back who are cutting the meat and stocking the shelves and just keeping stores running so that people can buy what they need to survive. I see you and thank you. To cleaners, to custodians, to janitors, to maids, to hotel workers, to people who have to just clean disgusting places. Thank you. And to whoever's looking after the homeless, whoever's putting hand washing stations out for the homeless, and whoever is trying to get them off the street and safe. Thank you. To our garbage collectors, to the people that make sure our streets don't turn into just giant junkyards. Thank you. You guys are the gears that are keeping this planet turning. And we're realizing that. All these rich people up in their ivory towers, they can't see those wheels, but I do. And I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate every single one of you who is keeping this world spinning so that we can keep living. You are showing the world how freaking brave and important you are. And I don't want you to ever again doubt that you matter and that you are important and that you mean something and that you are helping people to survive. You are not just little crumbs under everybody's feet. You are the freaking clouds. You are the oxygen. And without you, we wouldn't be breathing right now. So thank you so much. Document this. If you're at work and you can take a quick Instagram video, do it. Document it. And of course, always remember, wash your hands, stay 6 feet away from everybody, and stay the F home. Okay? I love you guys. And we're surviving COVID-19. We got this. We're going to survive this.